the last 2 years, AI has brought the United States and the world to a critical inflection point.
Sam Altman, the CEO and co-founder of OpenAI, has been giving evidence before a congressional committee.
I believe that there will be far greater jobs on the other side of this, and that the jobs of today will get better.
How did a non-profit lab end up leading the biggest tech revolution since the internet? Today we'll tell you the story of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, and how it went from an idealistic project to becoming the core of thousands of businesses, startups, and platforms around the world. Get ready to understand how the new data capitalism works and how artificial intelligence is being monetized. OpenAI was founded in 2015 with a clear mission to ensure artificial intelligence benefits all of humanity. Created by some of the top figures in tech, its original structure was non-profit. The goal was to keep this powerful technology from falling solely into the hands of corporations or governments. At first, monetization wasn't the focus. They wanted to research, share their findings, and build open models. But the rapid growth of AI changed everything. And that takes us to the next chapter. Behind this journey is a key figure, Sam Altman, entrepreneur, investor, and now one of the most influential leaders in tech. Before OpenAI, Altman was president of Y Combinator, Silicon Valley's most important startup accelerator, which launched companies like Airbnb, Dropbox, and Reddit. Even then, Sam was known for spotting opportunities before anyone else. But his real turning point came with OpenAI. He pushed the shift from nonprofit lab to a capped profit company. He negotiated the deal with Microsoft. He advocated for making ChatGPT public. Sam strongly believes that AI can be humanity's greatest breakthrough, or its biggest threat. That's why he constantly stresses the need for governance, transparency, and control. He's even spoken about a future where AI reduces the need for human labor, creating a freer, more creative society. To some, he's a visionary, to others, a leader with too much power. What's certain is, without him, OpenAI wouldn't be where it is today. We can't talk about the origins of OpenAI without mentioning one of its most influential and controversial figures, Elon Musk. When OpenAI was founded in 2015, Musk was one of its main backers. He not only contributed millions in initial funding, but also helped publicly position the organization as an ethical alternative to the AI being developed by tech giants like Google or Facebook. The goal at the time was clear: build powerful AI, but not one that served corporate or military interests. Musk shared the fear that advanced, uncontrolled AI could pose an existential risk to humanity. But that alliance didn't last long. In 2018, Elon Musk formally parted ways with OpenAI, marking a major turning point for the organization. However, there are other key names worth highlighting, like Ilya Sutskever, one of OpenAI's co-founders and the mind behind the GPT models. His role has shifted over time, and he was even involved in a controversial attempt to oust Sam Altman in 2023. This move, among others, led some of OpenAI's top researchers to leave and start their own labs, such as Anthropic, a company born as a critical response to OpenAI's increasingly commercial direction. All of this shows that OpenAI's story isn't a straight line. It's a lab where different visions about the future of AI collide: openness versus control, ethics versus scalability, social mission versus business model. And while OpenAI today is a symbol of cutting-edge technology, its path has been full of internal tensions, tough strategic decisions, and breakups that shaped its direction. In 2018, OpenAI introduced GPT, a pre-trained language model capable of generating remarkably coherent text. This changed the game. It wasn't just a bot answering questions, it could predict and generate human-like language fluently. In network theory, this is known as data network effects, according to Halvarian. The more a platform is used, the more data it collects, and the more powerful it becomes. OpenAI, I realized that research alone wasn't enough, it had to scale. GPT-2 was a milestone, GPT-3 a revolution, GPT-4 a quantum leap. The key move was offering these models as an API, allowing companies to integrate AI into their own products. That's how the new business model was born. Everything changed in November 2022 with the launch of ChatGPT, a simple web interface, free, accessible, viral. Within days, millions began using it, and with that, OpenAI validated something that changed its future: a massive desire to interact with AI without needing to code. The API, once used only by developers, now reached businesses of all sizes. From customer service to code generation, from creative writing to data analysis, AI was no longer science fiction. It had become a business. At this point, a key player entered the scene: Microsoft. With an investment of over $10 billion, the tech giant became OpenAI's strategic partner. The key? Cloud infrastructure. All the computing power needed to train and deploy models like GPT-4 runs on Azure, Microsoft's cloud platform. In return, Microsoft integrates this AI into its products like Word, Excel, and Teams under the name Copilot. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. OpenAI gets scale, Microsoft gets innovation. At the core, this reflects a platform capitalism model, where value comes not from a product but from owning an entire tech ecosystem. Today, OpenAI isn't just a research company. It's a software as a service business with revenue from ChatGPT plus subscriptions, licensing deals with large corporations, token-based API usage. Thousands of companies are building products on top of this infrastructure: virtual assistants, code generators, search engines, content creators, and more. Monetization no longer means selling a product. It means offering cognitive infrastructure, like a knowledge electricity powering new industries. But with great power comes great responsibility. There are ethical dilemmas surrounding this technology: bias, misinformation, and surveillance. That's why the partnership with Microsoft isn't just financial, it also brings governance, audits, and regulatory frameworks. As Bomasani notes, OpenAI develops foundation models, meaning their AI can adapt to almost any task, useful but risky. OpenAI faces a delicate balance, moving fast without losing control, and not everything has been perfect along the way. As with any disruptive technology, OpenAI's rise has brought criticism, tension, and serious questions about its impact. One major issue is intellectual property. Where do the training data for GPT models come from? Is it legal to use millions of texts, articles, books, and posts without explicit permission? Many artists, authors, and media outlets have accused OpenAI of using content without consent. The company argues it's fair use or public data, but the legal debate is far from over. Another critical issue is user privacy. ChatGPT stores interactions to improve responses, but how protected is that data? What happens if someone asks the AI to reveal sensitive information? In countries like Italy, ChatGPT was temporarily banned over data protection concerns. And this isn't an isolated case. Legal and ethical scrutiny is growing as AI becomes more widespread. There are also labor concerns. Will AI eliminate jobs? Is it ethical to automate human tasks without providing clear alternatives? OpenAI has released guidelines and reports on these topics, but the truth is there's no global regulation in place yet. And like any powerful tool, AI's impact depends on who uses it and why. What started as a scientific utopia is now a software empire. OpenAI found a way to scale basic science into a global business, and it did so by building what many now call the cognitive layer of the internet. It's a story of idealism, strategy, and execution. A company that doesn't just sell technology, it's reinventing how knowledge is created, used, and distributed. Now that you know how OpenAI took over the world, the question is, could you build something like this too? Remember, behind every major innovation, there's an idea, a vision, and consistent execution. OpenAI proves that talent alone isn't enough. You need a business model, strategic partners, and a scalable way to deliver value. If you want to keep discovering how the world's most innovative businesses scale, subscribe now to Economy Factor and hit the bell so you don't miss the next case. See you in the next video.